Welcome, everyone, to our daily program and broadcast on Kabbalah for Heretics. It's good to see you. With me, of course, your host, Rebbe Yakov Leib HaKohain. As we've been doing now for the past 25 years, every weekday morning, like now, we've been going through the Zohar, volume by volume, cover to cover, section by section, page by page, sentence by sentence. And we've finished volumes 1, 2, and 3 in that way and are now well into volume 4. The Zohar has been developing a number of themes regarding the Messiah and the hidden Messiah and the hidden Tzaddik as well, up until this point. The two rabbis, Rabbi Chia and Rabbi Yossi, came upon this huge rock with a cave in it, in which they entered and were sharing. And outside of that, these nomads appeared, listening to them. And they come out, and the nomads begin to share their wisdom with them. And as it turns out, those nomads were Arabs. The Zohar, let me back up for 1 second. The Zohar is very favorable to the ancient religion that is now called Islam. Islam claims to be and is the original religion of Abraham. And it's that which they have practiced since the time of Abraham. And the Zohar clearly says there are those in the East who worship the morning star in the name of Allah, and it uses that word. And it goes on to say, and there is much wisdom there. Now, I don't know how many times I have to mention that, both in my writings and in my talks, before people really hear it. It isn't the religion of Islam that the Zohar is extolling any more than it extols the Jewish religion. It is extolling the wisdom within those people. And so here we see they appear again. Remember, Joseph is actually redeemed by Ishmaelites. He's pulled up out of the well, out of the darkness, by Ishmaelites. His own brothers put him there to die. The Ishmaelites find him and save him. There is a very powerful archetypal connection between Arab and Jew. I'm not talking about the religions now necessarily. And we see it in Jewish mysticism repeatedly, especially the Zohar. Sabbatai Zevi devoted his entire career as the Messiah to unite that. He entered into Islam intentionally in order to retrieve the sparks of holiness that are in there and to bring them out so that they may be reunited with the sparks of Israel, since they've been separated for so long and remain separated. You can see it now. The conflict in the Middle East is not territorial. We're told in the Bible that Isaac and Ishmael played together on the ground. They loved each other. That troubled Isaac's mother, and she asked for Ishmael and his mother to send away into the desert, which is done, but it's done for the ultimate purpose. If you see it, follow it. For Ishmael to be redeemed by God, and for him and Hagar, his mother, to have their eyes opened and to return to Abraham. If there's to be any resolution of the conflict within the Middle East, it will be on this basis, not a religious basis, not a political basis, not a territorial basis, but on the basis of truly understanding these intricate, terribly intricate interactions, archetypal interactions within the vast collective unconscious between Arab and Jew, Ishmael and Isaac. Well, you might ask, if they were such buddies, how come they're fighting now? Because, remember, Esau, the one who did not receive the birthright and promises and swore to destroy Jacob, left and married an Ishmaelite wife. He brought that archetypal hatred into the Ishmaelites. Esau did. What we see is Esau in that hatred, not Ishmael. It is not Ishmael hating and despising and murdering the Jews. It is not the Arabs that the Jews are fighting against and killing and executing. It is not. It's Esau contaminating the Ishmaelites. Deep, deep, deep within the collective unconscious. So we left off, it said, and now when these merchants of the desert, these Arabs, can pour forth such wisdom, how much more so the wise of the generation, how much more those who stand before Reb Shimon and learn from him, and how very much more Rabbi Shimon himself, who is above all. Alas, for the world, when Rabbi Shimon shall depart, and the fountains of wisdom shall be closed, and men shall seek wisdom, and there will be none to impart it, and the Torah will be interpreted erroneously, because there will be none who is acquainted with the wisdom of the oral Torah, of the hidden Torah. Of that time it is written, quote, and if the whole congregation of Israel shall err, unquote. Why? Because, quote, the thing is hidden from the eyes, to which the leaders of the assembly, the true thing, the true spirituality, the true essence of the wisdom is hidden from the eyes of the leaders. Hidden. Why? Because the thing is hidden from their eyes, to wit, the eyes of the assembly, the leaders. Said Rabbi Yehuda, God will one day reveal the hidden mysteries of the Torah, namely at the time of the Messiah. Listen to that. That wraps it all up, everything I've been teaching for 40 years. It all comes together in that one statement. It says, God will one day reveal the hidden mysteries of the Torah, namely at the time of the Messiah. These hidden mysteries, the Zohar and so forth, are not to be taught widely. They were not. They were to be secret, and certainly not shared with Gentiles. But when the Messiah comes, this is saying, they will be and must be. And the Messiah has come. Sabbatai Zevi has come. Come again in Jacob Frank, and again in others. So the Messiah has come. And in fact, that is what the entirety of the Sabbatean teachings were. The secret ancient teachings of the Zohar. It was in fact because of the Sabbatean episode that the Orthodox rabbis at the passing of Sabbatai Zevi banned the Zohar, because they blamed the Zohar for the so-called Sabbatean heresy. Well, yes, it was to blame. I wouldn't use the word blame, but it was out of the Zohar and the mysteries of the Zohar as revealed through the actions, the strange actions of the Messiah, Sabbatai Zevi, that all of that came about. Granted, it collapsed. Not entirely. Not entirely. But that also must have been what had to happen. God will one day reveal the hidden mysteries of the Torah. That is to say, the oral Torah. That's exactly what the oral Torah is, the hidden mysteries. The Zohar being among them. Namely, at the time of the Messiah, because, quote, the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, like as the waters cover the sea, from Isaiah. And as it is written, quote, they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them. There shall be no more need for teaching. Listen, they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for they shall know me. They shall know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them. With the coming of the Mashiach, which has happened in Sabbatai Zevi, the oral Torah has been released from its captivity to be shared in the world, which is what we are doing. Baruch Hashem. In tomorrow morning's broadcast, we'll continue with the written scripture that the Zohar is going to take up to break open. When a ruler sins, etc. Again, the Zohar is a midrash. It takes scriptures from the written Torah and then reveals the oral secret Torah behind them, behind it. So the written scripture that is going to be broken open for its true esoteric meaning is when a ruler sins. Listen to that. You can imagine what's going to go on tomorrow morning and for the mornings to come. We'll stop here. Just a moment, let me. Oh, you would think that I would put my pen away in such a place that I could find it when I need it, but I don't. Here we go. We'll stop here. But let me end our broadcast this morning as I've been ending it every morning and shall continue to end it every morning for the coming year by reciting the sacred Kaddish, the prayer for the dead, in honor of our beloved friend, departed beloved friend and tzaddik, very close to us and to our heart, Leonard Cohen. In honor of Leonard Cohen and the preservation of his soul, Yiskadal v'yiskadash shmei rabo, bo modivo chidusei v'yamlich machusei. Yisbarach v'yistabach v'yispa'av v'yisamam v'yisnasei v'yisadar v'yisalei v'yisalal shmei d'kutsha b'richu le'elo mincha v'yirachasa v'shirasa tishrachasa v'nechemasa Tamiron b'olmo v'imlu amen. Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya v'chainu aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imlu amen. Osei shalom b'mramav hu ya'asei shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imlu amen.